Hello, and thank you for listening to The Bo's Nose, a podcast about QI Roberts Junior Senior High School in Putnam County, Florida. I'm your host, Mr. Bose, and today we'll be continuing our series where we talk to different electives that we have here at QI, and today we have A-Level History with us. Welcome, and thank you for joining me today. Please introduce yourselves to our listeners.
Hi, my name is Courtney, and I am a 12th grader here at QI Roberts.
Hi, I'm Jacob Smith, and I'm also a 12th grader at QI Roberts.
Wonderful. So podcasts start off with the same 4 questions. First one being, what is your favorite subject or topic in school and why?
For me, my favorite subject would definitely have to be English, and because I plan on becoming an English teacher when I grow up. Well, I'm already grown up, but when I go off to college.
Mine has to be history, mostly because it explains so much about the world that goes on around us, and it provides good context for current events that we see every day.
Very good. Next question is, what is your favorite QI story or tradition?
My favorite QI tradition would have to be the spirit stick, because it's just cool to look at, and it kind of gives us something to look forward to with pep rallies and just kind of celebrating. And even though we don't have any traditional sports and stuff like that, it just kind of gives us a way to show our school spirit and just be fun and excited and stuff. So
there was a kid that used to go to QI Roberts, and somebody messed up his haircut. I think you know where this is going, Courtney. But he was complaining about it all day, and he had a pair of electronic I forgot what they're called. He basically shaved his head in the boys' bathroom because he did not like his haircut. This happened middle school.
I mean, that's one way to fix a haircut, I guess. Alrighty. Next question. If you could have coffee with anyone dead or alive, who would it be and why?
Oh, this is tough. Coffee with... Probably Queen Bee. Definitely Beyonce, because she's an idol. I love her. So why wouldn't I want to have coffee with her?
Man, I'm going to sound like such a loser for saying this, but in World War II, one of the most famous generals was Zhukov, and he was one of the best generals in the Soviet Union at the time, and he just utterly decimated the German army, so probably him.
Lame. I'm just playing.
Damn. I see how it is.
Alrighty. Last question before we get into talking about A-level history is quality, integrity, respect. Which one and why?
I would definitely have to say respect, because I value respect a lot, because I feel like it goes both ways. And I think that is what kind of holds this school together, us having respect for each other. And so when you have respect for one another, it's different, and you don't have to worry about no one stepping over you or whatever. We're all in a mutual agreement to respect each other.
Definitely respect for me, because just showing a little bit of respect towards somebody that usually doesn't get it can really improve their day dramatically. And it can end up benefiting you, because it's a really healthy way of how to get rid of some emotions.
Yeah, and respect costs nothing. It costs nothing to be respectful to each other. So
those are some great answers. So now let's get into talking about A-level history. So why don't the two of you tell us about the class? What is it? What is it about?
So A-level history for me, it covers basically the 20th century, and we kind of go into detail about the Vietnam War and the GI Bill and different presidents that we covered so far was Eisenhower and, those guys. So I really love the class. Like, I can't explain it. I just love it. Like, I love being in there. It's so welcoming. It's so warming. And we have incredible teachers that make the class like worth like wanting to listen and pay attention.
Sometimes it isn't just about events. It's also about the economics of the period and how that affected and could have been a motivator behind certain events like the Vietnam War.
Yeah.
Very cool. So, Courtney, you had said it's the 20th century. So, like, where does it start? Like, what was the first thing A-level history starts to cover?
So the first thing we covered was, I believe, the presidency of Eisenhower. Jacob?
It would be the end of World War II.
Yeah, so
1945.
Yeah, so we started there, and now we're talking about the 1960s to the 1970s, but we started in 1945, and just the way that the class is structured, you learn and you gather so much from what is being said, and so whatever it is, whether it's in 1940, 1950, whatever, it just seems so real, and it doesn't seem like history to me. Like, it seems like it's very easy to grasp, because history has always been hard for me to like understand. I don't know why, but like, so it's just very easy to understand what it is that they're trying to convey to us in class.
I would argue that since it ties in events like the Second World War, then the time period may have been before 1945 that we covered, because we...
The Bows knows.
It ties in events like the German invasion of the Soviet Union and of how that affected the Soviet Union, and of how it was like a main motivator for them to take control over most of Eastern Europe. So maybe a little bit before 1945, but
yeah. So I think it's the causes of the Cold War up through the election of Bill Clinton.
Yeah.
I remember the course description correctly.
I didn't even know it went that far.
Me either.
All right, let's see. Back on track. Where were we? Okay, we talked about the class. Okay. So tell our listeners, why did the two of you choose to take the class?
So honestly, I was thrown in there. I didn't get to choose, but I'm very happy that they decided that for me. Another reason why I feel like I do really well in that class is because I passed history last year. So that could have been one of the reasons why they threw me in there. But it's a very great class, and I would never like trade out of it. Well, not trade out of it, but like switch out of it. Because I've learned a lot.
Unlike Courtney, I wasn't conscripted into that class. I took it willingly. I took it mostly because I enjoy history, and also because I passed the last ACE exam with a decently high score, if you count a C as a high score. So it would be easy to get me over that passing threshold.
Yeah.
Very good. And listeners, just what they're talking about is this is A-level history. So it's after the AS level history. So you have to take the AS level before you can take A level, which I believe would make the A level history a senior only course.
AS level is mandatory for all 11th graders. Yeah. And you should really pass that exam because you're going to have to take it in college.
Yeah. So A level is strictly seniors, I believe.
Awesome. So you kind of talked about it a little bit indirectly, but let's talk about it directly. Why should future students want to take this course?
Easy college credit. And
definitely.
Really good teachers.
Yeah,
you get to have Mr. Theobald teach.
And Ms. Bose. Not too much on Ms. Bose. And one thing I would say, I've never taken a class with Ms. Bose and failed. So,
I've never taken a class with Miss Bose and not enjoy it.
Yeah, she makes everything very like interactive, and she makes it easy to understand, man. Like, we do so many activities in class. And when you think of like a generic history class, you think of like just sitting there and getting lectured about history and you don't like retain any of the information. But like Ms. Bose make it retainable, you know?
With the notes that she gives us, and so the one thing that I like is that she gives us the notes, so we don't have to spend so much time writing, but we can spend more time listening to what they have to say.
And really paying attention, yeah. Because you miss a lot of stuff when you're writing and trying to do both.
True.
Yeah, so.
Very good. Next thing is, what is your favorite part of the class or favorite story from the class?
The teachers. I'm gonna say it again. The teachers. I love them. I'm sorry. Miss Bose, she's just wonderful. She's my best friend. And Mr. Theobald, I don't know, it was very different having your principal teach your history class, but I don't know, they just work, you know? The two of them just work. So my favorite part is the teachers.
Are we allowed to include a story about the class?
Absolutely.
So one time when Mr. Theobald was up, he had his computer hooked up to the projector, and he accidentally had text messages from his wife. I didn't look at them, but I heard that they were really wholesome, really nice.
Oh, he's a good man.
Awesome. Let's see. Does that one really apply?
Could I say something?
Absolutely.
Tips for anyone coming into this class. If you plan on taking this class, I would say definitely pay attention, ask a lot of questions, and take notes, because those are very important. And also, it's okay to go home and quiz yourself or do little activities to help you retain the information, because that's what's going to make you stand out when you go and take that exam at the end of the year. You're definitely going to be able to do well.
Those are some great tips.
And at least be respectful for the teachers if you don't do any of those.
Yeah.
I'll ask this, and if nothing pans out, I'll edit it out. If a student wants to know more about the class, how can they find out more?
They can listen to you, do what I've done for the past 10 years of my life, and just listen to videos about history. You don't even have to really be paying attention to it. Just have it in the background whenever you're doing something monotonous, like folding your own laundry.
Taking a shower.
That's also viable.
Just listen to it everywhere you go.
Just you listen to it so many times that it just becomes a core memory and you will never forget it.
I would say mainly wait, what was the question again?
How can you study?
You want to know more about the course?
Oh yeah, so definitely if you want to know more about the course, I would say maybe looking it up. I guess you can look it up, just like Jacob said, watch videos on A-level history, because there are videos out there. The internet is literally full of everything we need. So if you want to learn more about it,
some stuff we don't need. But.
Yeah, definitely something that we don't need. And you can also look up the syllabus on the Cambridge website if you are very interested in what the class entails.
I just realized I misunderstood that question.
You misunderstood all his questions.
I have.
It's okay. It adds to the conversation. Let's see. All right, before I let you go, I'm going to modify the last question I normally ask people. Since the two of you are seniors, why don't you give us, if you know at this point, what's next for you? Give us a little senior insight.
What's next for me? So I plan on going off to UNF, University of North Florida, to study early education. I really want to become a teacher. And I want to minor in something like history, maybe, because I've always this year has really made my desire to learn more about history, it has increased it, and it's kind of encouraged me to want to minor in history. So definitely for me, early education with a minor in history. And yeah, that's about it for me.
I'm also going to go to UNF, but I'm going to apply and try and get into the honors college there.
Oh, can I say something? I got accepted. I got accepted to the honors program. You're going to get accepted too.
That was a flex.
I'm sorry.
It's fine.
I had to throw it in there,
It's fine.
Okay, sorry.
And I plan to, although they have my major as history, I'm going to change it to marine science with a major in biology and maybe a minor in political science.
Well, very cool. So, anything else you have for our listeners before we sign off today?
No, I don't have anything.
Just pick A-level history, man. Come on. If you're not in A-level history, where are you?
So there's a great closing endorsement. Just everybody should be in A-level history. So thank you for being here with me. Listeners, if you like the podcast, please be sure to subscribe to the podcast so you can catch future episodes, and be sure to give QI Roberts Student Government a follow on Facebook and Instagram to stay up to date on future episodes and happenings around QI. If you feel we've earned it, please rate and review us on your podcast player of choice and share with a friend. Thank you, Knights, and remember, excellence in all endeavors.
Excellence in all endeavors.
I really wanted to